What's happening everyone, TomGorian here and welcome to a brand new F1 23 video. First of all, Happy New Year. We are officially in 2024, which means a brand new series on the TomGorian channel. Welcome to the official F1 23 Subaru My Team Career Mode series. We are done with the Haas to glory. We have won the championship with Haas, and now it's time to spice things up here on the TomGorian channel. We're going to be doing a My Team Career Mode series today, starting from a newcomer standpoint with Subaru. Yes, the WRC manufacturer that's had tons of success in WRC with rallies and stages and winning manufacturers titles and drivers titles. And now Subaru are in Formula 1 trying to do the ultimate challenge by becoming the first manufacturer to jump from WRC to the world of Formula 1. There is the calendar settings, as you can see. I've saved some of the best races from the real life season. So for example, Miami, Monaco, Zandvoort, Belgium, Qatar, Singapore, Brazil, and Las Vegas, and also Abu Dhabi as well. In the 16 race calendar, there's all the settings. As you can see, we are doing no line. So this is going to be the toughest career mode series to date, because also we are turning on fault types. Full frequency is the standard and fault types is set to high, so there will be mechanical failures for the first time in this series. If you do like what you see, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe, as we are on the road to 800 subscribers. This has been by my most successful game so far when it comes to an F1 year. The Haas to Glory broke records as far as numbers and subscribers and views, and hopefully the hype for my team is still the same. Obviously not much has changed as far as my team from this year to last year, unfortunately. But I just thought that if I bring back a Subaru career mode series on the channel, it would be a very good idea. So as you can see, we are just doing the editations as far as what we're going to be doing for the driver liveries. Subaru's colours are indeed a dark blue and gold, obviously the car livery, so I've tried to just match the driver suits with the colours themselves.
Okay boss, let's get this team up and running. The first thing we need to do is register a team name and bring in first, enter a team name.
Welcome to the Subaru My Team Career Mode series. I've spelled Subaru wrong with a Y. What do you mean?
Now let's choose a primary sponsor for this season. Some sponsors offer a larger our chassis won't be go to power units, so let's sign one of those now. Obviously, the greater the performance and durability, the better. But be careful about spending all our cash. We're going to have people and facilities to invest in as well. We're not much of a team without a second driver. Let's sign a teammate. Here are the drivers interested in joining our team. Look at their stats and pick someone you think can get us good results, as long as we can afford them. We renew contracts periodically, so you'll have plenty of chances to sign someone else should the need arise.
So with the primary sponsor out the way and also the Red Bull powertrains, aka the Honda power unit out the way, we've now got to choose a teammate. As you can see, there are the F2 drivers, including F1 Esports champions as well. But as you can see, Lucas Blakely, David Tonitza, Brendan Lee and Jarno Otmir. But it doesn't matter, we're going Liam Lawson.
New year, new drivers, new team. Welcome and great to have you with us as we move far away from the paddock to the headquarters of the newest outfit on the Formula 1 grid. We've been granted exclusive access with an interview not just with the team owner or the star driver, but both. Because for the first time in modern F1 history, the team owner is behind the wheel themselves. Now is a great time to bring a new team into the sport, particularly off the back of such compelling competition last year. 2022 saw huge regulation changes, and it was Red Bull who came out on top in the development race. But that was last year. This year could be a very different story. Let me tell you, this facility is an absolute hive of activity, and there is a palpable sense of excitement around the car they've built. Quietly, they truly believe they can challenge at the top, and they've had the time now to craft a hugely competitive race car. But theory is one thing, and taking on the brightest lights in motorsport is quite another. So how does the owner of F1's 11th team feel as they prepare to be thrust into the limelight of the F1 circus? New driver lineups, Qatar returns, Las Vegas debuts, and the engineering race continues to push the sport and the drivers to new heights. What are they aiming for? Most excited about? Most nervous for? Well, soon we will meet them to find out. But first, let's take a look at the brand new car. Well, hi. Thank you so much for having us. Great to be here. I'm going to start with the question that everyone is asking. It's been a long time since we team owner drive their own car, and a lot's changed since then. The sport has really evolved. So how are you going to manage the responsibility of doing both roles?
I won't lie, it's been a lot of work and there's even more to come, but I wouldn't have taken the task if I didn't believe in myself and my team.
And tell me about your teammate. They're clearly very excited to have signed with you. What do they bring to the team?
Liam's skill set really suits our team.
So tell me about the work on the car. It's clearly a blank canvas. You've done a lot. What have you prioritised?
It's all about weight, Natalie. It's all about weight.
Now, there's no getting away from the fact that your competitors have a huge amount of Formula One experience. You are a total newcomer. Tell us where you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains.
Overtaking in Formula 1 is having the least amount of drag possible.
Now, ultimately, your success this season will be determined by whether you can take positions from other drivers. Where do you believe this car has the edge? And with so many disciplines and experts working so closely together here at your HQ, who gets the coveted Teacher's Gold Star? Who are you most proud of as the first race edges ever closer?
The attention to detail that the chassis department has had in the inspiration of the whole team.
Well, I could talk to you all day. Thank you so much for your time, but I better let you get back to work. There's plenty more still to do. All the very best for your inaugural F1 season.
And just like that, the car is unveiled and we are on the road towards the first race of the season. There is Charlie. I don't know what he does, but I think he's a senior personnel of our R&D department or whatever the hell he does. As you can see, there are our facilities. Only a spec level 1 in the chassis department, so we have to work really hard to try and get aerodynamics and also either the durability or the personnel to a level 1 before the end of the season. There is the vehicle performance comparison, and we are in the midfield, just like we were in the Haas Glory. We have a better car than Haas, Williams, Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri. For the beginning of the season, we have 1,000 resource points, and the first thing we're going to do with those 1,000 resource points is we're going to spend them on the chassis. Of course, the chassis is the most important element of the car, but you don't want to upgrade the chassis too much, as I found out the hard way in the Haas Glory. Otherwise, the whole handling of the car changes very, very much. As you can see, we also signed Exxon Dynamics. That is our primary sponsor, so we're going to try and get that onto the car with our main sponsors. I'm trying to figure out as far as what color goes best with the black, not the black and gold, but with the blue and gold. I'm trying to see if the gold matches well, and the gold does match well with that gold line. But I've noticed that the purple I'm using, the same blue, well, no, it's not purple, it's blue. The same blue I'm using on the car livery itself, when I try to use it on the sponsor, it's either too dark or it's like too purpley, if that makes sense. So Exxon is the only sponsor we have so far, and as we advance more in this career mode series, we're going to get more sponsors. That means we get the chance to change up the look every couple of races. So as you can see, there is the vehicle performance comparison before the very first race of the season, and Haas, after the upgrades, have already jumped us, It's kind of expected, to be honest. We only brought like 2 or 3 upgrades. Well, not even 3, probably 2 upgrades to Bahrain for the first race. So that means Haas have already jumped us. I mean, it could be worse. We could be the worst car in the grid behind both Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri and Williams. But we've already got the jump on them, even if the gains are very, very minimal. But, you know, as we enter the first race, we've got to be very realistic with our expectations. If we can make it through to the entire end of the race, that's a plus. And yeah, all we can do is try to finish. Let's go to Bahrain.
Morning mate, Mark here. Just want to say once again, thanks so much for making me part of this team. There's a huge number of talented people as I look around this garage, and I cannot wait to see what we can all accomplish together, including you. Our journey to the Constructors' Championship starts right here.
And hello to you, Mark, as well. Obviously, you were my race engineer when I was in Haas, so I had to have you on board for this team as well. So, here we go. Getting the car out in Bahrain for the first time ever. No preseason testing whatsoever. So, what our running is going to be what we do in practice. So, we've got to make sure that the car works with the installation laps, and we've also got to make sure that the car, you know, handles nicely. Now, I will say this. The car with a default setup, it didn't handle that bad. Like, I did expect it to be far worse, but as you can see, even with no line, I'm actually doing quite well, and I can't lie. Like, the livery of this car, like, even though in the sun it does kind of look like a purple, like a Red Bull type purple, but just the Red Bull like Honda engine, it sounds really good and really aggressive, and I think I made the right choice with the power unit. So now as we transition towards the end of FP2, we've done our race strategy practice program. We've done some, you know, quali runs. Well, we didn't really have the qualifying practice program as an official practice program, but we just have to go on the soft tyres in the last 7 minutes and just try and throw a lap. As you can see, we are purple in Sector 1 and green in Sector 2. Come around the final corner, have to slightly adjust the handling as we nearly turn in too early for the final corner. But across the line we go. We're going to do a 1 minute 31.353, which puts us only less than a tenth away from the Red Bulls. And that's very interesting. We're only a tenth, less than a tenth, behind Sergio Perez in FP2. And that's decent. The difficulty is on 101. So that's 3 difficulties down to what I was on the Haas Glory. So yeah, qualifying. So as you know, with this game, pretty much qualifying AI are very, very overpowered no matter what car you're in. As you can see, we're starting or ending our first lap of qualifying, and as you can see, Daniel Ricciardo forgets he has mirrors and he absolutely blocks us, which has pretty much cost us at least 3 attempts. On the exit of the final corner, we go P8 there with a 31.1, and we're behind Zhou Guanyu and Kevin Magnussen as we dive down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo in towards turn 1, and we get revenge on him blocking us. However, less than a minute to go here in our very first qualifying session of the Subaru My Team Career Mode Series. And as you can see, Liam Lawson, I believe Lawson is 21st. I'm not really sure, but if we can try and get somehow in towards 18th or 17th or something, it's going to be a good start. Entering turn 1, I did slightly turn a little bit too early there. I had to open up the steering. As we enter turn 2, hug the apex for free, stay onto the left hand side as we climb up the hill in towards turn 4, brake after that little line there, we go slightly wide on the exit at turn 2, but we do get a decent run, but we're still losing time. Sainz, there's a 29.4 as we enter the S sections there, a bit of a hesitation as we now enter this tight hairpin of turn 7, and now the double left-handers of turns 8 and 9. As you can see, we're gaining time with 3 attempts up here. Clip the curb, try to straight line brake. We kind of have some under rotation into the car, even with a custom setup. I am running a custom setup with this car. As you can see, Sainz gets beaten by his teammate Charles Leclerc at 29.2 as we enter Sector 3, and we lose the back end here, and as you can see around about now, this is where we start to lose some of the time as we head towards the double right-handers. Braking after the yellow marker board. Perez does a 29.1, and we're not going to be in the 29s, I don't think. If this continues, we're losing time. We're not even going to be 2 temps up as we enter the final corner. We just turn a little bit too early, but we gain like 3 temps because we got blocked by Daniel Ricciardo. However, we are losing time again, and it's not going to be that much of an improvement. It's going to be, I think, just under 3 temps improvement, and we've somehow gone from 17th to 21st in this race. So once again, the F1 23 AI are completely overpowered, and as you can see, Liam Lawson goes 15th, 33, and yeah, we don't even do a 29, so yep, unfortunately, we are starting at the back for our very first race of this series, and yeah, Liam Lawson has outqualified us by 5 temps. It's not a good start.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal, and it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36-mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and it could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakhir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. It's Sergio Perez on pole today, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Sainz, Verstappen, Hamilton, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Ocon, Oscar Piastri, Stroll, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Liam Lawson, Gasly, Ricciardo, Hulkenberg, Joe, Albon, Thomas, and Logan Sargent. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as once again we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Welcome to race day here in Bahrain for the very first race of this F1 23 My Team Career Mode series. We're starting from P21 in this race, and realistically, I maybe could have taken a bit of an engine penalty as far as taking extra components, because we probably will need them for the later on in this season. But I think for this first race, the expectations are clear. If we can just finish and just get information, we're not looking to score points, we're not looking to get high position, we're just a new team in Formula One against teams that are years ahead of us in the department and understanding of Formula One. So if we can make it to the end, we know as far as where we are and how slow we are. As you can see, there is the tyre strategies. Most of the drivers are starting on mediums. Our strategy is that we're going to go from mediums to hards in this race. However, I was thinking maybe the AI are complex. The AI are complex on F1 23. So I'm thinking, hang on a minute, there is a chance they might do a 2-stop. And as you saw, Shogun Yu is on soft. So what I'm thinking he's going to do a 2-stop. He's going to do soft, soft, and medium. So I'm thinking medium, soft, soft, or even medium, soft. But I don't think that will work in the end. So here we go.
So as the formation lap gets underway here for the first time this season, each driver will be wanting to make an impactful start to their season by earning those crucial points and getting a confidence booster right from the off. So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. But the question I'm asking is which teams have got it right and which ones have got it horribly wrong?
First impressions are everything. No matter what hobby or sport you're in, you always want to make a good first impression on the people you work with and just the people that are involved in the stuff that you're doing. If we can have a good first impression here, maybe get a high 11th or 12th or 13th, then that's all we're looking for. We are literally the worst team on the grid as we get ready for the first race of this F123 My Team Career Mode series, and it begins now, and away we go here in Bahrain. Shogun Yu's had a good start, so has Pierre Gasly, Daniel Ricciardo as well. Liam Lawson hasn't had that good of a start as we're going to go in towards turn 1, braking 150 metres. We nearly crashed into Daniel Ricciardo there. We have to check to see if we got any damage to the front wing, and we don't. We did lock up there on the rear tyres there. There's 3 wide between myself, Albon and Hulkenberg as we go up the hill, and Liam Lawson has already dropped positions there, so we're going to go side by side. Hopefully we're going to switch back to the inside line in towards turn 4, and that is already our teammate gone. We are already into P18 here in the Bahrain Grand Prix, and it's a good start so far. It's a good first impression, even if it's only lasted 1 sector. There's a massive gap opening on the right hand side, and we're going to use that gap to go down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo, and there's a bit of a battle between Kevin Magnussen, my old teammate, and also Yuki Tsunoda as we go in towards the double left-handers. There's no room on the outside as Gasly's forces out wide, and we've overtaken Zhou Guan Yu there. So lap 2 now, and there's a massive train forming. So the objective of this first race as we dive down the inside of both Yuki Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly in towards turn 7. Is it turn 7? I think it is. 4, 5, 6, no, turn 8. Turn 8 as we go a little bit wide on the exit of the final corner. But the main objective for this race is just to keep with DRS. I think if we can just keep the DRS of the cars ahead, including maybe, I don't know, an AlphaTauri or even an Alpine, maybe if we have to use the battery, if we can keep with the DRS, then I think we will be fine to pretty much finish this race non-lapped. And as you can see, look at the gap between Sergio Perez and also Charles Leclerc in that Ferrari as we begin lap 4, 34.8, and we are slowly but surely starting to final groove in this race. So as you can see, we're going to start doing some Daniel Ricciardo dive bombs. We go down the inside of Kevin Magnussen. We did slide in rotation, but apparently Magnussen still hit us, which doesn't make any sense at all. But now, as we begin the next lap, we actually have a run on Esteban Ocon, and our race pace with DRS isn't that bad. It is working, so just being in the DRS is working as we dive down the inside once again of Esteban Ocon. And again, Ocon does hit us, but we do make the move, and we are now into P12 in this race, so it's not going that bad. Actually, the car does feel kind of good. I will say it does seem a little bit slippery when I go down in towards 54% for the front brake bias. But apart from that, this car actually feels really good on a custom setup with little to no upgrades. So as you can see, we are now behind Oscar Piastri in that McLaren, and as you can see around about now, Oscar has broke the DRS. So our main way of staying competitive in this race now gone, because Piastri is now 2.5 seconds up the road as we get overtaken by Pierre Gasly entering the final corner. However, we do now have DRS because when we cross the line, Gasly crossed the first, so we now get the return value of DRS, and we're going to go around the outside. But as you can see, just with DRS alone, we are not quick enough than the Alpine, and Pierre is able to outbrake us as we go in towards 1. We're still side by side in towards 2. We lose the back end there out of 2, and we bang wheels up as we go up the hill in towards turn 3. There's his teammate Esteban Ocon as we go up the hill in towards 4. And as you can see, Pierre Gasly gets that move as well, and Ocon also tries to go down the inside, but there's no room there. Lap 12 here in Bahrain, and you know, we're not really trying to score points, we're just trying to have fun and just trying to have a race with these guys, if you know what I mean. So we get a good run here on Pierre Gasly. We're going to use some of the overtake button. And as you can see, we're going to go around the outside of Gasly in towards 4, but guess what? We do a switchback, and that is an absolutely amazing switchback. That's probably the move of the race. I can't lie. The way I set the whole thing up from literally turn 1 all the way down to turn 4, and just doing a switchback on this game is so rewarding when you get it right. And speaking of getting it right, that's Sergio Perez. Red Bull haven't got it right. They've got it wrong. Perez is out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Here's what happened. And it's an engine failure. Just like last season. Red Bull started last season with engine failures, and now they've started 2023 once again with another engine failure. But instead of Verstappen, it is now Sergio Perez that has the engine failure, and that's not a good start. Not a good start for Red Bull's chances of repeating in 2023. So, lap 14, Esteban Ocon boxed. Now we're going to follow Ocon in this race, because I'm guessing that he's the guy that we're racing here in Bahrain. And as you can see, Zhou Guanyu follows us in as well. Pierre Gasly follows us in as well, and also our teammate Liam Lawson also comes in as we box on towards the hard tyres. 2.5 second stop time, and away we go once again. And I believe did Zhou overtake Gasly? I'm not sure he did. I think Gasly came in behind. But as you can see, there's Ocon. Well, no, there's Albon. Ocon is exiting turn 1, and the overcut has, well, the undercut has worked in Bahrain for Esteban Ocon. He is now 4 seconds ahead of us as Yuki Tsunoda flies past us in the AlphaTauri. And I will say, the Red Bull powertrain engine is a great sounding engine. It's very aggressive, especially on the downshift and the upshift. But surprisingly, it's not that bad when it comes to just like performance and durability. I could have went Mercedes, but Mercedes were the most expensive, and they had, I believe it was, what, the best durability, but like the weakest performance out of all of them. So, or the third worst, I'm not really sure. So, coming out of turn 3, again, we are all over Alex Albon. Alex Albon is now on the mediums, and he's starting to feel the effects of the mediums as we go around the outside in towards turn 4, and that is another beautiful move. Simply lovely, as Max Verstappen would say, and that was simply lovely as we exit the final corner for lap 23. And as you can see, we do a 34.7, so we're pretty much a second down on our pace. But I think as far as the pace is concerned, we are definitely managing it. Even though we've got the AlphaTauri, not the AlphaTauri, the Alfa Romeo behind us. And as you can see, once again, 34.8, 34.7 previous lap, 34.8 this lap. So we are slowly losing a tenth per lap on these tyres. So now as we're rounding to the end of the race, we're just wrapping the pace up here. I don't think we're going to score points in today's race, but if we can finish in a respectable 12th, that's all we are looking for, as there's yellow flag in Sector 3, and there's a massive crash. Lance Stroll, Valtteri Bottas, and we're in the points. What's happened there then? Lance Stroll has crashed, and he's crashed into Bottas, and that's also Ocon as well. Oh, Lance, he's having a stinker. He's having a stinker once again as Carlos Sainz wins the Bahrain Grand Prix for Ferrari and takes Ferrari's first win of the season like they did last season. But I don't care. I don't care about Carlos Sainz, because the most unlikeliest of scenarios is about to happen. Because of that incident with Lance Stroll, Bottas and Ocon, we're now in 9th place. And as we come around the final corner, I don't believe this, we started 21st, and now we're going to finish in P9. Subaru are point scorers in Formula 1.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
That's a fantastic team effort then to secure victory here in the desert. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari, do it again.
So Carlos Sainz takes the victory for Ferrari, followed by Max Verstappen and also his teammate Charles Leclerc. For us, best case scenario, we started 21st, we had a good start, we had some amazing overtakes on Pierre Gasly, Alex Albon out of 10-4, we dived on the inside of a couple of cars on the first opening laps, and our race pace wasn't that bad. The car handled very well, no matter what tyres we were on, if it was the mediums or the hards. And because of our reliance on DRS, we were able to just stay on that edge as far as if an incident did happen or if a safety car did come out, we could, get lucky. And we came out of Bahrain, our first race of the season, with 2 points. So that's it, we've scored points. We've officially completed this career mode series in the space of one episode. Liam Lawson, P16, very unfortunate because he did have pace today. But apart from that, great race. Lance Stroll, 5-second time penalty. But that is that for the very first episode of the F123 Subaru career mode series. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe for more F123 content. And I'll see you all in the next video. In a bit.